No, first thing is let's forget about the fund manager, who of course is very good. But the point is, if you look at, if I just tell you big picture, I was telling you, India in the last 25 years has beaten in dollar terms Mr. Buffett, the market, not fund managers who may have beaten it by 5-7% per annum also in India, which is impossible in the US. But our market has beaten Buffett and S&P and in Asia, Japan, and emerging market and Europe and China and everything. But look at what all has happened in the last 25 years. From Kargil war to US sanctions in 98 to demon to lockdowns to Ketan Parekh scam to Russian crisis to global financial crisis, blah, 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 to whatever else you want to put, some droughts in some years, to one day when the market fell 17% when the Vajpayee government lost, to a government which lasted, I think, 13 days, which was also Mr. Vajpayee's government, to so many other things. After that, it's some 14-13% per annum in rupee terms and about 11% in dollar terms. So these things you can't overly precisely do, but it will affect. It might waste 2% returns and maybe waste 1% GDP, but to some part of the public, it will hurt badly. That is just the way it is, but that is what markets are. You cannot ever say that now there is no risk. There will always be a risk, but it is manageable just by changing the tenure, by saying, okay, I stay not necessarily with that stock, but with the market. So this is part and parcel of the game. Of course, a fund manager might say, okay, now I won't buy consumer, or I won't buy rural consumer exposed and things like that, which also we don't know exactly whether El Nino is happening. And then B, maybe the government makes up and therefore the rural is okay, but the government deficit is higher. Therefore, actually financials do badly. These things can turn with you even knowing exactly the event, but not knowing how the response to that event will lead to. Do you think that is why you're supposed to own not 5 stocks, but 30-35 stocks? You're supposed to be able to see Netflix in the night and not worry that this has happened today evening, and today evening there is a forecast that drought has come or that the rainfall is short. You are supposed to just relax and play in that sense the long term, and maybe on the margin fine tune 2 stocks here and 2 stocks there, but the core remains always more or less whatever you believe in. That's the only way to survive. I've done it for 27 years. I have never been burnt out. I'm always super excited, but you have to be able to handle periods, and the only way you can handle is by not overdoing anything.